Hey, everybody, it's Kisa, Coach K. We are in our fourth and final segment of this video series in which we're just talking about emotional abuse at the hands of a narcissist. In fact, it is entitled, You Could Be Dating a Narcissist. So I have really enjoyed hanging out with you all. I've really enjoyed teaching in this series. Just seeing a lot of things that are going on in the dating community and hoping to bring some light and shed some insight on some of the things that are happening. So again, I'm Keisha Sharp, Coach K. You can go to keisasharp.com/life coaching, in which I offer media solutions and also life coaching solutions. I'm 30 years vested as a media professional, 30 years vested as a communications professional. So we merge the two beautifully in offering life coaching and media coaching solutions as well. So let's get into it. Y'all, I have truly enjoyed teaching as part of this series. And at the end of the day, it's my hope and my desire to bring some light, some empathy for those of you who are dealing with dating a narcissist, because it's not an easy journey. And especially when our emotions are all wrapped up in, a person, and maybe even I should say a person that we thought we were dating. That can be a challenge to peel back the layers of that onion and become unintertwined. Making that up off the top of my head, but become unintertwined with the person, and also mourning what we thought was there. You go through a mourning process. It can be a process of grief if you're not careful, because you're mourning the relationship that you thought you had. You're mourning the person that you thought you loved, but you find out you could be dating a narcissist. So let's get right into it. There's my information if you need to talk. So, what is a sign that you could be dating a narcissist in this fourth and final series? Count them: four. Um, Discard. What does discard mean? Just as it sounds, discard. When you are dating a narcissist, a discard is coming. So let's talk a little bit about that. So, what does that mean? It means that at some point when you're dating a narcissist, it is very possible that narcissist, not narcissist, but narcissist is going to discard you or discard the relationship. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, and I want to show you the video. How do you know this is something that's going to come? So I just pulled up this video. I thought this was a really simple, really quick, really to the point video on how you know a narcissist is going to discard you. So I want you to listen up to this video, y'all.
Hey Jim, so how do you know when a narcissist is going to discard you?
A lot of times before a narcissist discards a person, they already have another supply set up. So they might start cheating if they haven't been doing that already, trying to find another person to replace you. They'll often drop the mask altogether. They just stop trying to love bomb and hoover. And of course, if you start to pick up that they're seeing somebody else, they're going to up the gaslighting. Sometimes they'll actually start comparing you to the new person. That's one of the main ways you can start to tell that a narcissist might be ready to discard you, is when they start connecting with somebody else to replace you.
Hey Jim, so how do you know when a narcissist is going to discard you?
A lot.
I don't think you need to see that again. So I think we're I think we're good on that part. But did you get that? They start to replace you with another source of supply. Talking about discard here. Come closer. Come closer. Let me bring this here. I'm just so excited that I actually have this to utilize in my teaching, y'all. This is probably the toughest thing I think that people could possibly deal with. The discard phase is one of the toughest things. But if you are dating a narcissist, if you are the victim of narcissistic abuse, a discard is coming. You bet your bottom dollar that it is. A discard is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Discard is coming. I'm not, and I, gosh, I kind of smiled just at that point, but it's something that really is very serious, because you are oftentimes going to be invested emotionally in it. By this phase in the relationship, you're going to be emotionally invested. by this phase, you may have some other things tied up in, the relationship, whether it's money or, time. You may even be dating someone, and you may even have, you know, um, children together, or tied up your resources in other ways, even if you are just dating the individual. So it's something that's very serious, to how to know if you're dating a narcissist. And the unfortunate thing is, if a person exemplifies these traits, or if you truly are dating someone who is a narcissist, a discard is coming. Now, what does a discard look like? You saw in the video where he described, you being able to see that they're dating someone else. And if you go back, this is a 4-part video series, but in the third video, I talked about a little bit more about triangulation. I talked a little bit more about securing supply. He mentioned that, how a narcissist secures supply. In other words, and all that is fancy terminology for saying that they're going to deal with somebody else who's going to give them what they want. I mean, maybe they've gotten bored with you, or maybe you're not giving out the supply as readily as you did at one point. So, you know what? For them, it often involves, sorry about that, I'm toying with light here, but it often involves them securing another source of supply, because that's what their ego needs. Their ego has to be propped up. Their ego has to be sufficiently stroked, for lack of a better word. So normally a discard is coming when you're dealing with a narcissist. A discard is coming. Does it always have to? No, there are exceptions to the rule. Maybe you're smart enough to make some decisions and do some things which interrupt that pattern, or pray. I'm a woman of faith, so I believe in prayer. Prayer can stop some things if you genuinely believe that this is your person. But normally, when you're in that cycle of narcissistic abuse, discards are part of the process. And what does it mean? Just what it says. They're going on to deal with someone else, and at that point, they don't even care. I found when I was in a relationship with a person who was a narcissist, is a narcissist. I don't, maybe they've changed or reformed now, but towards the end, and when they're discarding you or attempting to discard you, the mask comes off. They no longer are going to put in the time. They're no longer going to give you the compliments. They're no longer taking you out, trying to date you and woo you. They're no longer spending money on you. They're no longer trying to do anything to show that they have any affection for you. Their attention really goes wholeheartedly toward that new source of supply. It goes wholeheartedly there. And where are you? You're left in the middle. You're still thinking that you two, your relationship is strong, but their attention is gone elsewhere. And you're here. You're still wanting to be in their lives, and some, as insidious and crazy making and mean spirited as it sounds, sometimes they keep the person right here, and they're still, they still volley their attention kind of back here. They're over at this other source, and they're here, but they still keep you there. So when they want to come back here and toy with you or get supply from you, they can do that too. But now they're over at the new source, and when they get bored with the new source, they may come back to you again. But a discard is coming. If you're dealing with a person who's narcissistic, yeah, they're going to toss out your relationship. Now, let me give you a little bit of a nuance here. A discard means they're going to put it away, get rid of it, not give it the attention. Does a discard always mean that they're going to break up with you? No, it doesn't. Does it mean that they're going to change the priority of your relationship? Yes. In that example that I just gave, they may have two sources of supply. And depending on what this source is doing, their attention may go here. And then when they're done here or bored here, and I don't know why my Mac is giving me that. Oh, I'll take it though. Just gave me all of those fireworks and everything. I'll take it. Maybe I'm hitting on something that's just really great. But I'm just trying to give you some examples of how it works. Does that mean in a discard that they're going to get rid of you and break off the relationship? No, it doesn't. But discarding means that they're going to put the relationship away and it could mean they're putting it away. They're going to put it on the back burner and not focus on the relationship while the new source of supply has their full attention right now. But you're still there for when they occasionally want to play with you. This is real talk, folks. And this is not information that I've gotten. It's out there. If you look at it, it's out there, but this is information that I've gotten from personal experience. I'm giving you a window into my life in hopes of helping someone else. It is not about me, but I want you to fully understand that not only am I even giving you a window into my life, I'm giving you a window into some of the issues that some of my clients have dealt with. I would not dare reveal their identity. That's a code of confidentiality I will not break. But I had people come to me and say, help me through this. I know that, this person doesn't love me. I know that they are prioritizing someone else. I know they're cheating. I know that they devalue me and they do all of this, but I'm stuck. My emotions are here. I still love them. I can't get out of this. Talking about you could be dating a narcissist. You could even be married to one. I'm dealing with dating because with dating, you at least have a shot to make a change. Okay. Could you be dating someone or could you be married to someone who's doing all of this? Absolutely. You could be. Absolutely. But at that point, I'm not really dealing as much with it because in marriage, can you make a change? You could. But you have to determine the best route for that. So I'm not here to talk about coming against your covenant. So just let me be real clear on that. Okay. Let me be real clear. I'm not coming against your covenant. I'm simply giving you some information to help you make a good decision if you are dating someone, because presumably with that, you can be in a position, even if there are children involved, even if there's a long history involved, you presumably are in a situation where you can make change without it being too totally detrimental, you understand, to your relationship or whatever. You can at least move on a little bit easier instead of when you're married and resources are tied up, children are tied in there. You get where I'm going with that. And let me just reiterate this too. No judgment here. No judgment in this. It is simply coming to you from a place of understanding that this is something that is real. And it is crazy making. It is insidious. It's evil. The fact that you have committed and you are in a relationship with someone and this happens, but it does. So no judgment here. Just letting you know, we covered all of the other steps in the other videos, and certainly we were not all inclusive, but we definitely talked about at least 3 other major steps. I'm just breaking it down for the purposes of this video into 4 steps, talking through this and hoping that you can understand and identify with some of this, because a lot of times, in social media and all the other things, we're rushing through things and doing a quick 2-minute video here, quick 3-minute video there, do a quick whatever here. And I wanted to slow down and I wanted to teach this to you, and I wanted to talk through this with you. Just say that I understand. And the whole process can be humiliating. The whole process is damaging. But this phase right here, the discard phase, if you are dating a narcissist, this discard phase, it's coming. It's coming. It's part of it. And again, discard does not mean they completely get rid of the relationship. It just means the relationship is no longer a priority, and they don't care that you know it. They don't care if you know about their other boo and that they're out hanging out with friends. They don't want to deal with you anymore. It's part of it. Now, here's the dangerous part. So that in and of itself is part of the discard phase, where they take off the mask. Showed the video a little bit earlier. You can go back and watch that, within this particular program. Now, let me tell you another part of this. So for those of you who understand that you're at this phase, they don't care to call you as much anymore. They don't care to deal with you as much anymore. There's no intimacy anymore, and they don't care about it. They just come see you when they see you. And, you've complained, we don't do this anymore. We don't do that anymore. And they know that that something's wrong, and they just don't care. Here's the thing that you have to watch out in particular at this particular stage. Okay. At this discard phase, and let me sit down here so you can see discard. Okay. discard phase. Here's something that I want you to understand. A narcissist, if you are dating a narcissist, they are not beyond taking you back through all the other three phases again and coming back here. And there are people who spend years in this cycle with a narcissist. What am I saying? So you may be at this phase right here. You may be at the discard phase where you know that they're dealing with someone else, and it appears that they have one foot out the door. Now here's the crazy making part of this too. What they can and sometimes do at this phase, if you start exemplifying a desire to move away, or you say, okay, I've had enough. Clearly you don't want this. I'm going to go ahead and move. The strange thing about this is that the one of the main tenets of a narcissist is narcissistic people like to maintain control. So you have to be careful here, because what will happen is if you make a change and they're not prepared for it, or they're unsure about that new source of supply, or they're not ready to let go of you as a supply, when you make a change and decide that you're getting ready to go, guess what happens again, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what happens? They go back to one, and they start back again up with the love bombing and idealization, and you're so great, and remember, we're meant to be together, and I can't believe you would do this to us. Because why? You take control away from them. That's one of the main tenets of this personality issue. And people who either are narcissists or exhibit narcissistic behavior, they want control. So that's why in the first phase, they're going to love bomb you. They're going to get you off of your rational sense. They're going to bypass all of the rationality of it, because when you put a relationship to the test of time, guess what? You can think about what they're doing. You can, mull over their actions. You can see if it conciles or reconciles with what they say and what they do and what their life is as a whole. But if you rush past those things, if you're quickly falling in love with someone, you quickly have them move in, you quickly, just move toward the phase of enemy, you quickly marry them, you quickly, have them lock you down and are in a relationship, bring them over to your house and all of that stuff, give them keys, go on expensive trips, and quickly have them invest large sums of money, it bypasses your rational mind. Now, the reality, it's called the honeymoon phase. That's the love bombing phase. Then you go to a second phase, and there are different sort of terminology. There's different terminology used, but it's all around the same different thing. We're all saying the same thing in a different way. But you have the love bombing phase. You have the devaluation phase, which is one of the second phases. In that, they're gonna prop you up really, really high, and you're gonna feel great. But devaluation is coming if you are dating a narcissist. Okay, devaluation is coming. Number 3, what's the next phase? It's rejection, where you're going to constantly be in a cycle of trying to prove that you love them. You'll face constant blame. You'll face constant criticism. You'll face, constant rejection. You're going to face constant insults. You're going to face constant desire, okay, to be in a position where that person during the video, and it's just going to have to ring, okay? It's just going to have to ring, because we are not doing this video. We're going to say it's for sound effect purposes. How about that? But you're going to be in a situation where you're going to constantly have to try to vie for their love. That's part of the rejection phase. You're being rejected. Your love is being rejected. Why is that? To keep you constantly off center, to keep you constantly in a position where you're out of control. Because if you're trying to love someone, you want to date them, and they keep rejecting you, what are you going to feel after a while? You're going to feel, my God, what am I doing wrong? If someone keeps rejecting you, especially the person who told you from the beginning that you could do no wrong, especially the person who said from the beginning that you're the best thing that's ever happened to them, you want more of that. Your emotions want to feel more of that. So you're going to keep trying to get their attention. Oh, and that's such an ego boost to the narcissist. Ooh, or a person who displays narcissistic tendencies. That is the ultimate ego boost. I've got you right where I want you now. You're trying to prove yourself. and I just have you reaching out for something to me. But why would a person who is fully prepared to love you, why would they do that? Why would they consistently reject you? You have to ask yourself that. Why would they consistently stonewall you? Why would they consistently not be in a position to want to understand? Why would they consistently want to be in a position to devalue you? Why would they consistently gaslight you, tell lies, and not recall things that they've done? Why would they consistently want to be mean-spirited to you? Why would they consistently not want to give you grace? Because isn't that part of the relationship too? You give grace, I give grace. We give each other grace as we grow and we build. Why? Why would they practice? Why would they not? Why would they not date you? Why would they not take you out and display you as a sign of the love of their lives? Why would they hide you from other people? Why would they not go out and into social events with you? Because it's all a part of the narcissistic game to keep you off of your balance, to keep you guessing, to keep you continuing to want or at a deficit of love. Why would someone want to keep you at that deficit? You have to ask yourself that. No matter how much they tell you they love you, love is as love does. That's what my mother always told me. That's about as simple as I can make it. Love is as love does. But they'll tell you they're and another thing you have to guard against whether it's the love bombing phase, whether it's the devaluation phase, the rejection phase, or this final discard phase, a narcissist is abundant in the wording arena because they're master manipulators. Yeah, they're abundant in that the words that they share, the words that they say. What you'll find lacking is action. What you'll find lacking is consistency. What you'll find lacking is true and sincere acts of love, kindness, and understanding. In fact, it could be argued that they couldn't even begin to give it to you because they don't have it. No judgment. We're making an observation. You are put in a position where you are having to make some decisions. And I'm your sister, and I am having this real conversation with you in hopes that you will be able to make some real decisions about the direction of your future and your love life. Okay? No judgment, no condemnation, just real talk about some relational issues and signs that you could be dating a narcissist. Real talk. Level 4, stage 4, discard phase. One of two things happens after the discard phase. Number one, either they keep you around, but they clearly are focused in another direction. They're clearly placing their attention someplace else, and they keep you here because when they get bored with that source of supply, guess what? It starts all back over again. Or if you start making more grandiose gestures to get their attention, buying them greater things, giving them more things, tolerating more from them, or giving them whatever it is they want in greater quantities, then guess what? Their attention could come right back here to you, and it starts all over again. Idealization, okay, devaluation, and then rejection, and then discard until the new source comes over here again. And oh, that person, oh my gosh, this person is the best thing. And you start again and you're like, okay, what must I do to get their attention again? It is a cycle. Been there, done that. It's a cycle. And some people are just comfortable going through the cycle all of their lives. But you have to make the decision. It's my job to give you information and to say that you're not crazy. You just have to make the decision. And for some people are vested. Some people they're not as bothered by any of it. They just say, hey, I'll let them do what they do. I'm going to go and do what I do. I respect you for that. I really do. And I'm being serious about that. I respect you for that. Some people are able to do that. Hey, I'm going to let them do whatever they want to do because I'm going to do whatever I do. And that's their issue. There's some people who have the stability or the stability and or ability to remain stable in the midst of crazy, because a narcissist could change. They could change. A lot of times it's difficult because they don't, according to psychiatrists, if you do some research on it, because a lot of times they will not acknowledge what issues they have. But change is possible for anyone, honey. I am a believer, a woman of faith, a woman of prayer. Anything can happen with God. Okay. I'm just giving you signs that you could be dating a narcissist. So either number one, they'll stay with you, and the cycle can just continue over years. I know people who live with people like this, and just the cycle continues and they're there. But I will tell you this, oftentimes the people that I've worked with and talked to, if they're in that cycle and have stayed in that cycle for whatever reason, some stay because of children, some stay because of a job, some stay because of religious beliefs, some stay because of a level of influence, or just a level of influence that they have, or trying to say, I'll just say a level of influence. This person may have money, the narcissist may have money, okay, or societal structure. They may have money and they're able to do things and have a lifestyle by dating a narcissist, or even being in a relationship with a narcissist. So they may stay. The second thing that could happen is the narcissist could altogether discard you. And when I say discard, have no dealings with you anymore. Some people, they just get hit out of the blue. They discard them. They come in a relationship. This person gives them everything. I was talking to a young lady yesterday. She says this lady basically brought this guy into her life, basically bought him everything he wanted, from the clothes, the cars he wanted, cars, motorcycles, everything. And eventually, after she's propped him up and increased his stature and standing in the community and in the eyes of other women, he left her. He plumb left her. She still wants to be with him, even though she knows that he has dismissed her, has left, doesn't want anything to do with her. So my understanding is she started to take back some things from him, cars and whatever, but she propped him up. He got everything that he needed. And in her words, other women started looking at him, and he had more, it appeared that he was, they offered more than what she did, but she still wants him. So that could be the other case. They could discard you altogether in a relationship. And in fact, that's their preferred way of doing things, because it allows them to maintain control. If they discard you in that manner and get rid of the relationship, they've already secured their source of supply. They've already taken them through the ringer, and they already know that they are willing to give just as much as you, or if not more than what you are. But I guarantee you, even when they leave, let me tell you one of the tactics of a narcissist. And I want you to read this carefully. Let me give you another tactic. Hoovering. Okay? Even after this discard phase, you can look it up, you can Google it, but hoovering. Hoovering means they normally never really quite leave. They never really quite go fully away. What they do is they hoover. All with the idea, as part of the discard phase, there's hoovering, which means they're going to hang around. They're going to be around. They're going to be in the vicinity. They're going to be always watching you, with the possibility of coming back to you and starting that whole love bombing, devaluation, and rejection and discard phase again. Because why? They're always watching. They're always watching, and they're always going to leave the door open, because at the end of the day, it's all about supply for them. And with it being about supply, they never know when the well is going to dry up. So if they've had success in getting supply from you in the past, in their mind, they reason, well, I might need to keep this here because I might need this in the future. Okay. So what am I saying in all of this? Long point to just say, my heart goes out to you if you're dealing with this, but I do want you to understand it's a very real thing. If you have dealt with any of this, you could be dating a narcissist, but you do your research. Don't take Keisha's word. Do your research. And listen, if you need someone to talk to, boom, KeishaSharp.com/life coaching. I may not be the person as a life coach that you want to work with, but I know people who know people. I'm connected. And because as a life coach, let me give you a quick lesson on that. Normally, as a life coach, what we do is we take you from your current to help you move to your future. Okay. A psychiatrist, psychologist, my medical professional friends who are in that arena, they're generally going to help you with studying your past and bringing you up to your current. Life coach pairs in with that and moves you to the next phase so you can successfully work out your future. We're going to give you phases. We're going to give you, we're going to give you steps. We're going to give you items to move into your future successfully. Okay. I'm not saying we don't deal with the past, but we are not generally going to be trained to deal in that arena. Generally, there are always exceptions. My coaching practice is on dealing with change and moving successfully forward, which I would dare say is what most coaches do. Life coaches. I'm Keisha Sharp. My information, KeishaSharp.com/life coaching. I do hope that you have enjoyed this series, or at least it's giving you something to think about, number one. And number two, prayerfully, it's encouraged you to understand that you are not alone. There is a way out, and be encouraged. Be encouraged. It's unfortunate, but more people are walking through this journey than what you know. It's my job, and I just determined that I was going to shed some light on it. And doing a minute and a half short was not going to be enough time to do that. I needed to take time and explain and walk through this. So that's what I wanted to do. You be blessed. Until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this series. You could be dating a narcissist. And if you're catching this as the first video or second or third, I've got at least 3 other videos that I want you to watch. It'll really give you a complete look, and really a thorough look is a better way of saying it, because, there's so much more that we could do with this. And I'd love to hear from you too on what you think about the comments or more videos that you'd like to see. I'm Keisha Sharp. Have a great day. Keisha Sharp.